Good day, everyone, and we are Group 4, and our topic is about activity, Gantt chart, and PERT CPM. This is our group members' learning objectives. Define key project scheduling concept, including Gantt charts, PERT, program evaluation review technique, and CPM, critical path method, and explain their importance in project management. Also in learning objectives, interpret and analyze a Gantt chart to track project timelines and identify task dependencies. Assess different scheduling tools, Gantt chart, PERT, and CPM to determine which tool is most appropriate for a given project scenario in a business context. Scheduling a project, important element to project management for a number of reasons. Help give project team members and shareholders an idea of how long a project will take to complete. Gives project managers a base to compare actual progress to see if the project is on schedule or not. Dictates that work will be done, when, and by whom. When we say element, it is an important part of project management. It takes how long it answers the questions of time, when will be the project to be completed, and how much time is needed. The key word there is to base to compare actual progress. Project managers or team leaders can assess and compare whether or not we are following Gantt chart, a bar chart that shows both the scheduled and completed work over a period. A time scale is given on the chart's horizontal axis, and each activity is shown as a separate horizontal rectangle bar, whose length is proportional to the time required or taken for the activity's completion. In project planning, this chart show that start and finish dates, critical and non-critical activities, slack time, and predecessor-successor relationship. It shows the progress of your work in relation to the project plan. A Gantt chart is a bar chart that tracks the progress of your project. It shows the scheduled and complete work over a period of time. On the horizontal axis of the chart, there is a time scale and a separate horizontal bar that shows the completed activity. This chart summarizes the activities, dates, rest periods, and relationship of events. PERT, Project Evaluation and Review Technique, shows the time taken by each component of a project and the total time required for its completion. Breaks down the project into events and activities, and lays down their proper sequence, relationships, and duration in form of a network. Lines connecting the events are called paths, and the longest path resulting from connecting all events is called the critical path. The length duration of the critical path is the duration of the project, and any delay occurring along it delays the whole project. PERT and CPM are abbreviations, meaning each letter stands for another word. PERT stands for Project Evaluation and Review Technique. PERT simplifies the project by showing us the different parts of components of the project and how much time is needed for it to be complete. It also shows us the total amount needed for the project to be complete. Events and activities connect together, creating a line. Then the line connects with different lines, creating a path. A critical path is the longest path in the diagram connecting the different activities. It is called critical because if it is not completed, the whole project will be delayed. And on the other hand, the duration refers to how long a project will take to accomplish it.
Good evening, everyone. I am Maria Rose Resso, and I am to tackle about Module 9, the project plan. So here are the learning objectives, which is to recognize and evaluate the essential aspects that contribute to a successful project plan, such as clear goals, defined milestones, risk management, and communication strategies. Next is to identify and explain the function of each part of a project plan, including the executive summary, scope statement, schedule, budget, and risk management. To assess and justify the significance of each section in a project plan, explaining how each contributes to the overall success and management of a project. So let's go to what is a project plan. So, as a definition, track projects, tasks to a budget over time. It allows the PM to keep management informed of progress. It varies in detail and scope depending on the audience and purpose. Managers generally are concerned with approving a project before its initiation and in tracking it at the executive or program management level. So when we talk about project plan, basically, project plan is more complex. When we think about building a project plan, we need to consider not only the project scope and not only the project schedule or the estimates of work, but a lot of more of the dependencies. So what I am talking about is the overall project cost procurement inclusive, the project resources, the project stakeholders, and communication in general. And what is not less important is the project risk, of course, and the project quality. So to summarize the above, basically, project plan, note that it is a kit of project management documents that we should need to create before we start to make a project work. And these documents, the purpose is to help us deliver results of qualities within the project management KPIs. Thank you so much.
Project plan, deliverables, timing, and cost. So we have plan deliverables. So these are the outcomes or outputs required by the business to achieve a project or business goal. Deliverables can include the final result of an initiative and the individual execution required through various project stages to produce completed work. These deliverables can be internal or external, tangible or intangible, depending on the project scope and its definition of success. So, project plan deliverables take many forms depending on the team or industry defining theme. However, they all define an expectation for what success is. So, understanding project plan deliverables can help a business define objective on a micro or macro scale, helping to achieve goals that align with budgets, revenues, and growth expectation. Timing. Plan will include a timing estimate. Assuming that the PM will deliver something of value, people will be awaiting its delivery. Having a good idea of that delivery dates allow the recipients of the project's deliverable to plan ahead for putting the deliverables to a good use. Additionally, timing estimates are a major input to scoping costs. So, a project timeline allows you to have schedule tasks so that you can see what needs to be done and when, and keep an eye on the overall timeline of the project. So next is cost. The project will incur the potential cost of capital equipments, facilities usage, utilities, technical license, and staffing. Decision makers needs to balance the estimated cost of a project against the expected outcomes to determine if the project is worth the expense. The cost forecast also serves as a baseline for tracking the progress of a project, and later determining of cost overruns requires terminating it before completion. So estimating cost is an important process in project management as it is the basis for determining and controlling the project budget. So in summary, time refers to the project deadline, the hours available for work, and the internal timeline set by the team for each project phase. And cost encompasses not only the financial budget but also the necessary resources to complete the project, including tools, equipment, and labor.
Milestone and gates. So, a milestone is designed to serve as a marker toward the desired outcome. So, gate reviews are designed to allow managerial decision making to terminate a project or allow it to continue, and they will be scheduled into the high level plan. So, milestone act as a checkpoints to evaluate whether the project is moving toward its desired outcome. So, gate reviews, on the other hand, these are the formal decision points where the project's progress is assessed. So, based on the review, the stakeholders decide whether to continue, modify, or terminate the project. So, gate reviews are integrated into the project's high-level plan to allow timely decision making. So, example of milestone and gates for a project plan. So, the completion of project proposal. So, the gate reviews there is to review and approve the project proposal. Number two, the milestone number two is to finalization of lesson plan. So, the gate reviews here is to quality check the lesson plan. Milestone 3 is the development of education materials, which is the gate reviews is to review and testing the materials. And the last milestone is number 4, the pilot testing and evaluation. So the gate reviews is to assist and evaluate the project. Next is risk and mitigation. So projects can stall or experience cost overruns or technical challenges that prove too complex to resolve. So the PM or the project manager will address this as risk in a project plan and assess their impact on the project. So if the impact poses a threat to the project manager will have to address mitigation tactics to overcome this risk. So since every project, so as I said a while ago, every project faces potential risks such as delays, budget overruns, or unforeseen technical issues. So the project manager will identify these risks and evaluates their potential impact on the project scope, timeline, and cost. So the mitigation strategies here is if a risk poses a threat, ang PM or a project manager will develop and implement strategies to address or minimize its effects. So mitigation efforts may include adjusting resources, reworking timelines, or implementing backup solutions to ensure project continuity.
I'm gonna discussing about how to write a project plan. First is the outline of the scope of the projects and write the short introductions describing the project. It should be includes the brief descriptions of the projects and the stakeholders and the timeline. It is like it's like a blueprint of the projects, like clearly explaining your project goals, identifying everyone's involved, and setting the timeline of the completions. Next, define the right projects for the goal. So it should include the success and the measurable. Will define the clear about your constitute success or failure to each goal. It's like project goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So it's like smart. It is the objective is the clearly defined success and the failure of criteria. So the third one is define and write the project's deliverables. So deliverables that are defined based on the project goals. So project deliverables are the concrete results or the outputs that projects produce to achieve its objectives. So they are the tangible manifestations of the project goals, encompassing everything from the reports and the software infrastructures and trained personnel. So deliverable serves as the benchmarks to measure progress that ensuring the projects stays focused on the track and aligned with the intended outcomes. So the fourth one is create a work breakdown structure. So describe each task involved in the meeting goals and producing deliverables. Also attach with a time to each task along with someone responsible for completing the task. The third one is includes a list of deliverables attached to each task as well. So work breakdown structure is like a detailed plan listing all the tasks needed to complete a project. So mga key components is first is the task ID. So the task ID is the unique task identifier. The second one is the task name. So the task name is the brief task descriptions. The third one is time estimate. So time estimate is the task durations. The next is the responsible person. So the responsible person are the task owner. So next is the deliverable. So when you say deliverables, it is the expected task outputs. So work breakdown structures improves projects planning, enhances teamworks, and boosts productivity. Also enables easier tracking and identify potential risks. So the fifth one is the include descriptions of both human and other resources that will be necessary to complete the project. So it describes each team member and the role of in the projects. The second one is include the resources that will be necessary to complete the projects, such as equipment needed. So a project requirements of human resources are the project managers, team leads, developers, marketers, or the QA testers and the data analysis. And the other resources is the hardware, software, equipments, infrastructures, training, and the miscellaneous supplies. So to complete the task so efficiently within the budget's constraints. So the last one or the sixth one is determine and write the budget for the projects of its funds are needed to complete the project. So include detailed explanation describing why are you requesting the funds. So for example, the project budget covers human resources, softwares, and equipment. So infrastructures also, and the training and the supports and the miscellaneous expenses.
Hello everyone, I am Jarabel Arnalcisa and my topic is all about important parts of project plan. First is the goals. Define your goals and objectives based around what you are ultimately trying to achieve. The goals should come out of the input you receive from everybody the project affects, and you must prioritize them. So this emphasizes the importance of defining clear and meaningful goals in a project. Goals serve as a roadmap, ensuring that everyone involved understands the purpose and direction of the project. They're not just about what you personally want to achieve, but should also reflect the needs and input of those affected by the project. Prioritizing these goals helps you stay focused and organized throughout the process. So for example, you're launching a new product. Instead of saying you want it to succeed, your goal could focus on increasing market share by 10% within the first 6 months, or achieving $50,000 in sales in the first quarter. This gives clear direction and helps the team prioritize tasks like marketing, production, and customers' engagement. So next is the schedule. Create a timeline that outlines when each task will be completed and when it will be delivered. Identify activities that are dependent on the completion of others to avoid the project getting delayed. Keep schedules realistic and allow leeway for things not going according to plan. So this slide explains how important it is to plan the timing of each task in a project. Many tasks need to happen in a certain order, and if one is delayed, it can affect the whole project. That's why it's essential to make a schedule that shows when each task should be finished and how they depend on each other. You should also leave some extra time in case something unexpected happens. So for example, if you're starting a new clothing line, you need to finish the designs before you can start making the clothes. Then, you need the clothes ready before you can start advertising. If the designs take longer than planned, it could delay everything. By planning carefully and adding extra time, you can avoid problems. And that would be all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jelena Montegrames, and I will be discussing the other important parts of a project plan, rules, and responsibilities. So first, assigning responsibilities. This clearly identify the individual responsible of each activity to avoid confusion and duplication of effort. Second is the internal versus external resources. It decides whether to use only internal employees or incorporate external contractors, considering the project's scope and expertise requirements. Third is clear communication. Maintain open communication, ensuring team members understand their tasks, responsibilities, and deadlines. And last is progress monitoring. Regularly track individual progress to identify potential roadblocks and ensure the project stays on schedule. Next is the deliverables. So, what is deliverables? It represents the tangible outcomes of the project, successfully delivering them on time and as specified as the key indicator of project success. Regularly referring to the deliverable throughout the project keeps the team focused on achieving milestone and ultimate goal. Now let's illustrate with a simple website development project. This project name is SQL Business Website. So these are the deliverables step by step. First is website design mockups. Initial visual designs showing the layout and appearance of the website. These are reviewed and approved before the development begins. The second step is function website. A fully functional website with all planned features implemented and tested. This is the main deliverable. The third step is the website content. All text, images, and other context uploaded and integrated into the website. The fourth step is testing report. A document detailing the testing process, including bug fixes and performance results. The fifth step is the training document. Instructions for the client on how to update the website content. And lastly, the project report. A summary of the project including timeless, costs, and challenges faced. These deliverables represent the tangible outputs of the project. The success of the project is measured by the timely and satisfactory delivery of all these items. By regularly reviewing these deliverables during the project, the development team can ensure they remain on track and meet the client's expectations. And that's for all our report. Thank you.